Reggae Just Extra with Ras Dennis.
Grief can be an overwhelming burden, but it deepens into despair when you believe someone you loved suffered a horrific death. Join us as we embark on a chilling exploration of the most shocking and tragic deaths in reggae history, uncovering the stories of artists who faced untimely and brutal ends. Prepare yourself for a journey that will reveal the darker side of the music we love. From medieval-style executions to devastating accidents, we'll dive into the heart-wrenching tales of reggae icons. Our countdown features unforgettable tales, including the brutal stoning of Mikey Smith, the horrific burning to death of Garnett Silk, the tragic hit-and-run of Tenor Saw, the shocking gunning down of Nitty, the fatal accident involving Rankin, and the chilling execution of Prince Far. This is Reggae Just Extra with Ras Dennis. Mikey Smith, he was a Jamaican dub poet. Along with Linton Kwesi Johnson and Muda Baruka, he was one of the best-known dub poets. Mikey Smith attended a political meeting in Stony Hill where the ruling JLP Minister of Education, Mavis Gilmore, was speaking, and he was said to have heckled her. The following day, he was confronted by 4 persons believed to be party activists who picked up an argument with him, which led to the throwing of stones, and he died as a result of a blow to his head. Glenn Augustus Holness, otherwise known by his stage name Nitty, was a popular reggae singer. He was tragically shot dead in front of the Superpower record shop in Brooklyn on June 24, 1991. Initially, DJ Super Cat was considered a suspect, but he was later cleared of any wrongdoing. Rumors have circulated that Nitty owed a significant sum of money to Super Cat, which escalated into a tense confrontation. During this heated encounter, Nitty drew a gun, but it tragically malfunctioned. In that critical moment, someone handed Super Cat a weapon, allowing him to respond by shooting Nitty. The NYPD later ruled the incident as an act of self-defense, affirming Super Cat's actions under intense pressure. Prince Far, he was a Jamaican reggae DJ and producer, and a Rastafarian. Prince Far was assassinated by gunmen at his home in St. Catharines on September 15, 1983. The attackers smashed their way into the house while he was watching television with his wife Caro, shooting him dead and leaving the woman with bullet wounds. The murder of Prince Far on September 15, 1983 was attributed to a robbery gone wrong and the killers were never caught. But in recent times, Roy Cousins, his friend and producer of his last album, has said that Prince Far was assassinated by gunmen who were working for the Volcano Sound crew owned by legendary record producer Henry Junjo Laws. Tenor Saw was a dynamic artist who was riding a wave of success, captivating audiences with his powerful music. However, on July 31, 1988, at 11:45 p.m., tragedy struck when he became the victim of a senseless hit-and-run vehicle in Houston, Texas. Witness Rodney Fuller reported hearing a crash, only to find Tenor Saw lying on the road. It is believed he was struck by a car speeding south on Mikawa, but, shockingly, there were no witnesses, and the driver fled the scene. Without any identification, Tenor Saw remained unrecognized at the scene of the accident. He was rushed to Ben Taub General Hospital, where he endured multiple medical procedures, including brain surgery and the amputation of his right leg below the knee. Despite the valiant efforts of medical staff, he tragically succumbed to his injuries 13 days later, on August 13, 1988. The loss of such a talented artist leaves a profound void in the music world. Barry Brown rose to prominence in the 1970s, finding success under record producer Bunny Lee. After a brief collaboration with the group The Aliens, he launched a solo career that established him as a leading artist in the early dancehall era. Brown worked with top Jamaican producers like Linval Thompson, Winston Niney the Observer Holness, Sugar Minot, and Coxsone Dodd, while also producing his own music. Sadly, in the 1990s, his health declined due to asthma and substance abuse. He passed away in May 2004 at Sound Waves Recording Studio in Kingston, Jamaica, after falling and hitting his head. Despite his struggles, Barry Brown remains a significant figure in reggae music. Carlton Barrett, the renowned Jamaican musician and longtime drummer for Bob Marley and the Wailers, was tragically murdered on April 17, 1987. A gunman shot him outside his home at 12 Bridgemount Park Avenue in Kingston, Jamaica. In a striking turn of events, Barrett's widow, Albertine Barrett, was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder and sentenced to prison on October 18, 1991. Alongside her were Glenroy Carter, her alleged lover, and Junior Bang Neal, a Mason implicated by the prosecution as the individual who carried out the shooting. This case continues to resonate, casting a long shadow over Barrett's legacy and the impact of violence on the music community. Garnett Silk was a renowned Jamaican reggae musician and Rastafarian, admired for his rich, emotive voice that captivated audiences. On a fateful day, after his home had been burglarized, he borrowed a pair of guns from his attorney, although he was unfamiliar with their usage. On December 9th, while gathered with friends at his mother's home in Mandeville, Jamaica, one friend offered to show him how to handle the weapons. In a tragic turn of events, during this demonstration, a gun misfired, striking a propane tank and igniting a devastating fire within the house. While Silk, his friends, and his two brothers managed to escape the flames, they were soon faced with a horrifying realization: Silk's mother was still trapped inside. Driven by love and desperation, he rushed back into the inferno, determined to rescue her. Sadly, his courageous attempt was in vain, and both he and his mother lost their lives in the tragic blaze, leaving a profound sense of sorrow in the wake of his untimely passing. However, many challenge these claims, arguing that the house resembles little more than a single room with two exit doors, one at the front and one at the back, allowing for the possibility of escape. Hugh Mundell. In October 1983, Mundell made a shocking discovery: his home had been ransacked. Taking swift action, he reported the burglary to the police. Just days later, on October 14th, the situation escalated when the burglar's brother confronted Mundell at his car, demanding his siblings' release. What began as a heated argument turned fatal when Mundell was shot dead in his vehicle, alongside his wife, while dancehall DJ Junior Reid sat in the back seat, a witness to the tragic event. 2 years after this horrific incident, justice was served when 25-year-old laborer Ricardo Codrington was sentenced to 10 years in prison for manslaughter. Iroy was a celebrated Jamaican DJ known for his remarkable career in the 1970s. In the early 1990s, he aimed to establish a recording studio in Spanish Town, but his declining health and mental illness prevented that dream from becoming reality. As interest in his work revived with the album Don't Check Me with No Lightweight Stuff, his condition worsened. Tragically homeless, he succumbed after learning of the violent death of one of his imprisoned sons. In March 1980, Jacob Miller traveled to Brazil with Bob Marley and Island Records founder Chris Blackwell to celebrate the label's new offices in South America. Tragically, shortly after returning to Jamaica on March 23, 1980, Miller and one of his sons died in a car accident on Hope Road in Kingston. At the time, Miller and Inner Circle were gearing up for an American tour with Marley and had just completed their next album, Mixed Up Moods. Peter Tosh. On September 11, 1987, Peter Tosh returned to his home in Jamaica and was confronted by a three-man gang on motorcycles demanding money. Despite his claims of being broke, they tortured him for hours in an attempt to extort cash. As associates of Tosh arrived, they too were taken hostage. Among the gunmen was Dennis Lepo Laban, whom Tosh had once tried to help after his prison release. When Tosh reiterated he had no money, Laban and his accomplices opened fire, tragically resulting in Tosh being shot twice in the head and killed. Louis Rankin, the artist behind the iconic 1992 hit, Typewriter, tragically died in a car crash involving a transport truck in Canada. The Ontario Provincial Police reported that his vehicle collided with the truck near Shelburne, resulting in his death at the scene. The transport truck driver was surprisingly unharmed. Striking police photos show the wreckage. Louis Rankin is remembered as the original Don Dada, leaving a lasting legacy in the music world. That's it for this episode, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give a thumbs up, and leave a positive comment in the section below, and I'll see you again very soon for another interesting video.
Many thanks for watching Reggae Just Extra with Ras Dennis.